A lovely good afternoon. Welcome to Midday News on Camnet TV. Let's look at the headlines. An opposition leader charges that citizens feel cheated on load shedding as blackout hours extend. A power outage at the Lusaka Magistrate Court prompts the adjournment of a court case. Transport and Logistics Minister Frank TAYALI and online tax drivers face off. In our international headline, Ghana imposes COVID-19 restrictions on travelers from China. And in sports, police pounce on fake KOPA replica dealers. We have the details shortly.
Hi ladies and gentlemen, I'm Cholwe from Cho's Fitness Gym. We're a fully functional gym located along Twin Palm Road in Kablonga, right by Cheshire Homes Society of Zambia. So we have very classes that happen from Monday to Friday. We have aerobics, we have boot camp, we have step aerobics, we have spinning, we have kettlebell classes. They happen from 18 to 19 hours every day, and we are open from 06 until 20 hours. That's Monday to Friday. Then Saturdays 6 to 12, and then Sundays we are closed. And most public holidays we are open 6 to 12.
Have you been facing perpetual failure, stagnation, spiritual, psychological, mental, marital, and financial challenges in your life and family? Do you experience generational cases or strange attacks in your life? Come and attend the first 2023 Breakthrough Overnight Prayer Meeting and learn about the battle that has been raging against your spirit, soul, and body. 2023 has been declared as the year of divine connection and elevation. Venue, the Healing Word Ministries International or Camnet Television Headquarters. Date, 6th January 2023. Time, 20 hours to 05 hours. Speakers, Evangelist Jomas.
We are protected because God wants to see each one of us.
Bishop Tanda Peter Mlenga, Christian Word Center International, Bishop Chisenga, Hope of Glory, and your hosts, Pastors Victoria and Moses Chiluba.
This is your year. I said this is your year. Witches or no witches, you are going higher.
Amen.
Whether people don't want you to be promoted, you will go far. I said you will go far.
Note, the year has just begun. Come and be part of this great night and make a difference in your life, family, and business. Get tired of going in circles. Invite your relatives and friends. See you there.
Thank you so much for tuning in to present the news. My name is Louisiana Lupumbwe, and all the news in detail. Energy expert Johnston Chikwanda has observed that the current load shedding being experienced in the country will negatively impact socio-economic activities, especially if it prolongs. In an interview with Camnet TV News, Dr. Chikwanda says that much impact will be felt at household level, small and medium enterprises. He notes the need to continue reforming the energy sector. He reiterates that government must consider banning the importation and manufacturing of conventional geysers in Zambia and promote the importation and manufacturing of solar geysers in the country for a period of time. He has since urged citizens to utilize solar chargeable lamps for lighting and gas cooking.
I have received the news with a sense of significant concern, and I must say that this is not good news. This is not what you want to hear, actually, because initially we were talking about 6 hours, but now I've just said that it has been updated. For me, in as much as nature is at the core of what we are going through due to climate variabilities and change, I think that there is also some element of inadequacies in our planning, because the Zambezi River Authority, which manages the Zambezi River, provides an allocation of water, provides forecasts to both Zambia and Zimbabwe. And we should have known much earlier that at the rate at which we were going, this was going to be the end result. And so perhaps we should have started the load shedding a few months ago by maybe 1 hour or 2 hours in order to use sparingly the water so as to avoid this extent of inconvenience. So this is going to impact households significantly because they bear the brunt of things like this, because big industries, big companies, usually they don't get subjected to load shedding, otherwise the economy can collapse completely. So the one who bears the brunt is the households and the small and medium enterprises.
All People's Congress President Nelson Musoni has charged that the nationwide blackout experienced yesterday is unprecedented and is outright criminal conduct. Mr. Musoni says this is not what citizens had bargained for in pursuing a regime change. He has since urged government to desist from playing dirty as citizens prepare for the services to the utility company. Hence, citizens are in essence paying the utility company in advance and expect to receive a good service and value for their money. Mr. Musoni feels government is exercising poor judgment on the part of government to deprive electricity from its own citizens in order to make profits by selling power to neighboring countries. He says the government should consider the fate of traders who desperately depend on electricity to make ends meet.
I think government has become part of the problem for the challenges that Zambians are experiencing, because we think that government is being less truthful. You promised Zambians that load shedding will be for 6 hours. But what we have seen is that it is being extended up to more than 12 hours per day. And we think that this is not fair. Citizens are paying the utility company ZESCO in advance. That's what prepayment means. It means that you are paying in advance for you to receive a service. And the government has an obligation to ensure that the utility company lives by its word. 6 hours is 6 hours, not 12 hours. It is most unfortunate, on the other hand, that citizens are being driven to go and look for alternative sources of energy, when in the real sense of it, they would have paid in advance.
Confusion erupted during a stakeholders meeting discussing issues in the car-hailing service sector as online drivers remain adamant to champion the agenda to increase prices. Most online taxi drivers had no kind words for Transport and Logistics Minister Frank TAYALI, accusing him of siding with younger online company and failing to resolve their concerns. Meanwhile, Minister TAYALI has advised online taxi operators to coexist with hailing companies as the majority of people are benefiting from the fair prices. Mr. TAYALI disclosed that the progress has been made to enact the statutory instrument SI, which will regulate online taxi services provision. We have details in the following report.
When you call a meeting, they say you can choose wherever you want to go. What kind of a minister is that?
To do whatever they want.
We don't want Yango.
Yango, do whatever you want.
We don't want That is the answer. There's no association, but we are the drivers crying. The one the foot soldiers.
How are we going to feed our family?
We are the foot soldiers. We are the ones.
We didn't up. Is that
It's not fair for sure.
The answer is that
But today, you're telling us they are sorry for us to go there. Yes. Where should we go as drivers? That's the question we are asking. Where? He hasn't attended any issue.
Commotion characterized what was meant to resolve the protest of low prices by younger online taxi drivers. After a long period of knocking at the door of the Ministry of Transport, calling for it to come to their aid and address some of the challenges alleged they were facing, among them low prices, security, while citing taxi-hailing online company Service Yango being a major culprit. Online Taxi Drivers Association of Zambia were assured by the Minister of Transport and Logistics, Frank TAYALI, that a legal framework was being worked on to bring sanity in the online taxi service. Speaking when he addressed Online Taxi Drivers Association of Zambia and other stakeholders in the transport sector, the minister advised against the issue of being personal when addressing sensitive issues.
So what my ministry committed, my ministry shall do. That legislative framework, that statutory instrument that is supposed to regulate everybody, bring about a level playing field, that we are going to do.
The minister also indicated the benefit of fair prices to commuters.
Important that as Zambians, let us not use emotions, because emotions will not take us anywhere. And this advice goes especially to us, who at one point even went to write to His Excellency the President, alleging that perhaps this minister may have an interest in Yango. And that letter was brought back to my minister. And everybody was saying, but minister, are you not going to respond to this? I said, I do not respond to rumors and innuendo. It was not worth responding, because that's not what we are here for. We are here to impartially look at our country and how best we can save our fellow citizens, especially the common citizen, who today is saying it has now become affordable to jump on a taxi.
And Yango, which has been at the center of it all through its country manager Kabanda Chewe, says the company is complying with local regulations and that they are not biased in respect with fares.
Not disadvantage anybody. Anybody that drives using the app will still earn the pricing information.
Unsatisfied with the response given by the minister on the issue, Online Taxi Drivers Association of Zambia had no kind words for the minister, with them alleging that he was siding with the online company. During his earlier address, the minister had also directed the online taxi drivers to other ministries to address other issues they had presented in their petition, such as terms and conditions of drivers and security issues, but the directive was not received well and added more salt to the wounds.
Get from him, no, this is not right. This is not right.
Do you think the government is on your side?
I don't think so. I don't think so. As citizens of Zambia, I don't think so, because he is in the government. He has to support us.
Miriam Kemba reporting for Camnet TV News.
The Lusaka Magistrate Court has adjourned to Thursday a case in which an 81-year-old man is accused of drug trafficking due to a power outage. This is in a case where Tai Mwape of Kavuma village in the Waterfalls area is charged with trafficking in 36 grams of marijuana without lawful authority. When the case came up Wednesday, Drug Enforcement Commission Prosecutor Lewis Kandele informed the court that the prosecution was ready for trial with one witness. However, the accused was not before the court. The absence of the accused was because of a power outage at the magistrate court, which could compromise security when moving the accused from remand to court. In our international headlines, the Sudanese Mineral Resources Company announced a production of more than 18 tons of gold in 2022. The body described it as the highest productivity in the history of the mineral sector in Sudan. The Director of the General Administration for Supervision and Control of Production Companies, Engineer Alauddin Ali, said in a press statement on Monday, January 2nd, that productivity increased by 1 ton and 611 kilograms compared to the highest production in the last period, which was achieved in 2019. Meanwhile, authorities in Ghana will toughen entry restrictions from January 6th, citing an increase in COVID-19 cases in China. All air travelers arriving from China will now be required to present a negative PCR COVID test result not older than 48 hours before departure and undergo another test on arrival in Ghana's Kotoka International Airport at no cost. Here's a roundup of international news.
Authorities in Ghana will toughen entry restrictions from January 6, citing an increase in COVID-19 cases in China. All air travelers arriving from China will be required to present a negative PCR test result not older than 48 hours before departure and undergo another test on arrival in Ghana at no cost. The Ghana Airport Company Limited announced the updated guidelines on its website on Tuesday, adding that all persons arriving in Ghana who are fully vaccinated will be exempted from any form of testing done either prior to boarding from originating country or on arrival in Ghana. According to the GACL, non-Ghanaians traveling to Kotoka with fake vaccination certificate will be quarantined and returned to the point of boarding at their cost. Also, airlines that bring passengers to Ghana who are not fully vaccinated 48 hours prior to the departure would be surcharged $3,500.
The Sudanese Mineral Resources Company announced the production of more than 18 tons of gold in 2022. The body described it as the highest productivity in the history of the mineral sector in Sudan. In a press statement this week, the Director of the General Administration for Supervision and Control of Production Companies said that 2022 productivity outdid by 1 ton and 611 kilograms the highest production in the last period, which was achieved in 2019. The 18 tons and 637 kilograms of gold produced in 2022 originated from the production of the organized sector of concession companies and companies dealing with traditional mining waste. It is estimated that over 50% of Sudan's gold is smuggled out of the country. The Sudan Central Bank issued in March last year a circular to banks and related authorities. The directive banned the export of gold by government agencies and foreigners, individuals and companies, excluding concession companies operating in mining. It also limited the central bank's role in purchasing gold for reserved purposes only.
That's all in our international news. Time now for sports news. In sports news, the Zambia police, in collaboration with the Football Association of Zambia FAS, conducted an operation to raid vendors of fake replica jerseys and other counterfeit products. Over 150 counterfeit pieces were confiscated in Komesa Market and Kamwala Shopping Center during the festive period. The raid is part of the routine operations that have seen the suspects of replica regalia brought before the law. FAS General Secretary Adrian Kashala has thanked the Zambia police for taking a hardline stance on vendors of counterfeits. He said FAS is working very well with law enforcement agencies in ensuring that people buy genuine replicas and not counterfeits. On that sporting item, we wrap up the midday news, but here are the headlines once again. An opposition leader charges that citizens feel cheated on load shedding as blackout hours extend. A power outage at the Lusaka Magistrate Court prompts the adjournment of a court case. Transport and Logistics Minister Frank TAYALI and online taxi drivers FACEOFF. In our international headlines, Ghana imposes COVID-19 restrictions on travelers from China. And finally, in sports, police pounce on fake KOPA replica dealers. Thank you so much for watching. On behalf of the entire production and news crew, my name is Louisiana Lupumbo. It's bye for now. God bless.